Alex had always dreamed of speaking English fluently. Living in New York, he constantly felt left out when his colleagues joked or shared stories in meetings. Even simple interactions, like ordering at a cafe or asking for directions, felt like mountains he couldn't climb. He knew that to succeed in his career and social life, he needed to improve quickly. But no matter how many apps he used or how many books he read, progress was painfully slow. His confidence dwindled with every mispronounced word and awkward pause. Friends encouraged him, saying, "Practice makes perfect." But Alex felt frustrated because practice alone wasn't working. He often questioned if he was too slow to ever truly master English. Every day, he watched others speak effortlessly, laughing and connecting, while he struggled to make even a short conversation flow naturally. The fear of embarrassment kept him from trying in many situations, and gradually, he started avoiding speaking at all. Deep down, Alex longed for the day he could speak freely, with no hesitation, no fear, and with the confidence to express himself just like the people around him. One afternoon, Alex came across a flyer for an English workshop happening downtown in Manhattan. It promised techniques to improve speaking skills rapidly, claiming there was one secret word that could change the way learners approach the language. Curious but skeptical, Alex hesitated for a moment. Could it really be that simple? After all, he had tried countless strategies before, none of which delivered the results he hoped for. Despite his doubts, something about the workshop felt different. Maybe it was the promise of a tangible solution, or maybe it was his own desperation to finally overcome the barriers holding him back. He decided to give it a chance. The workshop was small, with only a few learners, and the atmosphere was warm and inviting. The teacher greeted him with a smile, sensing his frustration and eagerness. By the end of the first session, Alex felt a spark of hope he hadn't felt in years, realizing that learning English might finally become achievable, step by step, with the right guidance and approach. During the workshop, Alex was introduced to a method that emphasized listening before speaking. The teacher explained that most learners focus too much on memorizing words or grammar rules, but true fluency comes from understanding the language naturally, like a child does. The magic word wasn't a literal word, it was a strategy. Actively listening, repeating slowly, and connecting the sound to meaning. Alex practiced listening to short dialogues, paying attention to pronunciation, intonation, and context, then repeating the sentences aloud. At first, it felt awkward, but gradually, he began to notice subtle improvements. Words that used to slip away during conversations now came more easily. The teacher encouraged Alex to integrate this into his daily life, listening to podcasts, conversations, and even street chatter, then repeating phrases naturally. Alex realized that listening carefully created a mental framework for speaking fluently. He also discovered that understanding nuances, like tone and rhythm, made interactions smoother and more natural. This method opened a new door for him. It wasn't about perfection, it was about connection. The excitement of understanding English in real-life contexts motivated him to practice consistently, and he could feel the first signs of transformation in his ability to comprehend and respond. Despite following the method, Alex faced challenges that tested his determination. At work, he stumbled during a meeting, mispronouncing key words and causing a minor misunderstanding. Conversations with friends were sometimes awkward, leaving him frustrated. Old habits of hesitation and fear resurfaced, tempting him to give up. He questioned whether he was too slow or incapable of learning fast enough. However, he remembered the teacher's advice: progress is rarely linear, and setbacks are part of the journey. Instead of giving in to discouragement, he used each challenge as a learning opportunity. Alex began analyzing where he went wrong and practicing those specific phrases more intensely. Slowly, he noticed that these setbacks became smaller, less intimidating, and easier to overcome. He also learned to celebrate small victories: a correctly pronounced word, a smooth conversation, a compliment from a colleague. These tiny wins built confidence over time, reinforcing the importance of patience, persistence, and positive reinforcement. By facing obstacles head-on instead of avoiding them, Alex discovered that resilience was just as essential as technique in mastering English. Each challenge became a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block, slowly transforming his mindset and approach to learning. One morning, Alex went to a local cafe to order his usual coffee. Nervously, he prepared to speak, but something inside him clicked. He focused on listening carefully to the barista's tone and words, then used the magic word strategy to respond clearly and confidently. The barista smiled warmly and praised his pronunciation. Alex felt a surge of joy and relief he had never experienced before. This small but powerful moment marked his first tangible breakthrough. He realized that consistent practice, combined with focused listening, truly worked. The victory was not just about saying the right words, but about feeling confident in communication. For the first time, he could interact naturally without fear of embarrassment. The experience ignited motivation, making him eager to practice more. Each conversation became a laboratory for growth, and he began noticing improvement almost daily. That one small success made him believe that larger goals, fluency, confidence, and seamless communication, were entirely within reach. It was the spark that turned a long, frustrating journey into a path of excitement and achievement. Encouraged by his breakthrough, Alex started applying the listening and speaking strategy everywhere. At work, he contributed more in meetings, expressing ideas clearly and confidently. On the subway, he struck up conversations with strangers, listening intently and responding naturally. Even phone calls became less intimidating as he focused on understanding the tone and meaning before speaking. People around him began to notice the change. Colleagues complimented his improved fluency, friends appreciated his confidence, and strangers responded warmly to his clarity. The transformation boosted not only his English skills, but also his self-esteem. Alex realized that the magic word was really a mindset. Attentiveness, patience, and practice combined to accelerate learning. His journey inspired him to keep exploring new ways to integrate the method, such as listening to podcasts, watching shows with subtitles, and recording himself to monitor progress. The once daunting challenge of speaking English became an exciting adventure, with each interaction offering an opportunity to grow. Feeling empowered by his progress, Alex decided to share his experience with others. He started a small vlog online, documenting his journey and teaching the magic word method. His videos showed practical tips, real-life examples, and motivational encouragement for beginners struggling like he once did. Viewers responded enthusiastically, commenting on how the approach made learning feel achievable and fun. Alex realized that teaching others reinforced his own skills, making him even more confident and articulate. His story became a source of inspiration for many learners, proving that one simple strategy, combined with dedication, could transform lives. Through sharing, he created a community of learners encouraging each other, turning a personal journey into a movement that spread positivity, confidence, and hope to anyone willing to listen and try. Months later, Alex had completely transformed. He could converse fluently, speak confidently in meetings, make friends effortlessly, and even present at workshops. Looking back, he saw how one small strategy, the focus on listening and repetition, had changed his life entirely. He understood that the key to fluency wasn't memorizing endless words, but embracing consistent practice, resilience, and attentive listening. Alex now spoke English with clarity, confidence, and joy, inspiring others to believe in their potential. His story proved that even the smallest shift in approach could create massive results. He had not only learned a language, but had gained a new perspective on growth, courage, and the power of taking small, deliberate steps toward a big goal. The journey had transformed him completely, both as a speaker and as a person.